Are you struggling to get around defenders and advance up the field? This can be very difficult, especially for beginning players. But what if I told you that there's a simple passing technique you can learn that will allow you to instantly get around not just one, but multiple defenders at a time, and become almost impossible to stop no matter where you are on the pitch? Well, stay tuned, because that's exactly what we're about to show you. In this video, we're going over the wall pass, also known as the 1-2, or in America, the give and go. And we're going to explain what the wall pass is and how to do it. We're going to give you the key tip to not only making the wall pass impossible to stop, but that will also turn you into an almost unstoppable player. And then we're going to give you some drills you can do to master this skill. So let's get into it. The wall pass is a two-person technique where one player, who we'll call player A throughout this video, passes the ball to a teammate, who we'll call player B. After making the initial pass, player A immediately runs around one or more defenders and into space. While player A is making that run, player B, in 1 to 2 touches, passes the ball back to player A in the space they've just gotten into. The 1-2 allows you to evade defenders and catch them off guard, helping you advance the ball up the field or simply keep possession while your teammates get into better positions. Now, the wall pass is tough to defend against because it forces defenders to quickly choose between defending the player with the ball or trying to prevent a pass to a teammate. This split-second decision-making can lead to mistakes and open up gaps for you and your teammate to exploit. And if you do the wall pass the right way, it's almost impossible for your opponents to stop it. However, there are 3 keys to making the wall pass unstoppable. And you really need to hear number 3, because mastering this skill will immediately take your game to the next level. First, passing ability. Both players must have good passing technique. If you're player A, you need to be able to complete an accurate pass to player B that is easy for them to control. This helps player B make a good pass back to you into space to complete the wall pass. And if you're player B, you need to be able to quickly play an accurate pass back to player A in 1 to 2 touches that allows them to continue advancing into the space they're running into. Player B's pass must be out of reach of the defender and lead player A so that they can receive the ball without slowing down. If either player can't pass the ball well, the wall pass will not work and defenders will have an easy time stopping it. Now, for any players that need help with their passing technique, check out my video on passing, where I break down why being a good passer is one of the most important skills in the game, and I give you the step-by-step technique you need to always make accurate passes. I'll post a link to that video in the description below. Second, spacing. Spacing is extremely important to doing an effective wall pass. If the spacing between you and your teammate is good, one defender will never be able to stop your wall pass. And I mean that. One defender should never be able to stop 2 attackers with proper spacing. Remember earlier when I said that it's difficult to defend against the wall pass because it forces defenders to make a choice? Well, it's the proper spacing and passing angles that put defenders in a bind. When your spacing and passing angles are good, then defenders are stuck between defending against player A, who's dribbling the ball, or trying to prevent player A from passing to player B. If the defender commits to taking the ball from player A can just pass the ball to their teammate. And if the defender commits to cutting off the passing angle, player A can continue dribbling up the field. As long as players A and B don't get too close to each other and create passing angles, the defender is in trouble. But if players A and B are too close together, or don't create good passing angles for each other, then the defender will be able to cut off the passing angle and defend against the player dribbling the ball at the same time. This lack of spacing and passing angles is what will allow one defender to stop 2 attackers from advancing up the field. Third, running off the ball. Now, every player needs to pay close attention to this tip. It's so important that I'll be doing a full video just on making runs without the ball that you definitely need to watch if you want to improve your game. The ability to make runs without the ball will not only make the wall pass nearly impossible to defend against, but if you master this skill, it will change you from an average or even a good player into a great one. What many players fail to realize is that making runs without the ball can be way more effective than dribbling with the ball. This is because while defenders are allowed to stop you from dribbling, they are not allowed to stop you from running when you don't have the ball. If they do, it's automatically a foul. So if you get good at making runs into goal-scoring positions for your teammates to find you, you will become an extremely dangerous player. Let's take Messi as an example. Now, most people know he's one of the best dribblers of all time, but another way he's able to create so much space for himself and score so many goals is by doing wall passes and making runs off the ball that put him in great positions to score or assist his teammates. In fact, sometimes Messi would do 2 wall passes in quick succession with Xavi or Iniesta or another teammate. These quick wall passes allowed Messi to bypass multiple defenders without even having to dribble by them. He would then be in a great position to score himself or to set up his teammates. So if you master this skill, you'll be doing that too. So now that we know how to do the wall pass and why it's so important, let's jump into some drills. Set up 4 cones or whatever else you have, such as shoes, bags, or shirts, in a big diamond shape with the cones about 10 to 12 steps apart from each other. Players A and B will start at any 2 cones that are directly next to each other. Player A will dribble towards their cone and start a wall pass with player B. Player A will then run to the cone directly across from their starting cone as player B makes the return pass to player A just as player A is reaching the opposite cone. You will then do another wall pass going back in the opposite direction, and you'll keep going back and forth. After you do 6 to 8 wall passes, switch positions so that you both take turns being players A and B. Make sure neither of you rushes through this drill. You both want to focus on making accurate passes to each other, so go slowly if that's troubling at first. Also, make sure neither player is standing still at the cones while doing the wall pass. Player A should dribble up to their cone before making the first pass to simulate a game situation, and player B should check to the cone to receive the pass and play it back to player A. You will not be completely stationary in a game, so you don't want to do that in your drills either. In the second drill, all you need is a ball, a partner, and some space. You and your teammate will do wall passes with each other at different angles and distances to practice the 1-2 while having to communicate with your teammate to complete both passes. One of you will be player A and the other will be player B for 5 to 10 wall passes. Then you will switch roles so that you both get practice in each of them. Some key things to remember. Make sure you are both focusing on your passing technique. The passes from player A should be right to player B's feet, and the passes from player B should lead player A into the space they're running into. Also, player A needs to make sure their runs are easy for player B to identify. Player A shouldn't wait too long after their pass to make their run into space, because if they do, it will confuse player B since they won't be sure the direction they should pass the ball. Lastly, and just as the previous drill, don't be stationary when doing this drill. Both players should be going in every direction and working on communicating with each other, with their eyes or with their words, about when to do the wall pass. Now in this third drill, you're going to practice the wall pass and some shooting as well. Set up 3 cones in a triangle 10 to 12 steps apart from each other. with one cone on the 18-yard line, which is where player A will shoot from, and one cone 10 to 12 steps directly behind it, which is where player A will start the wall pass. Player B will start at the middle cone. And if you have a spare bag or water bottle or some other item, you can put it in the middle of the triangle and use it as a defender. This way you have something to pass around so that you can simulate a match situation where you'd be passing around an actual defender. This drill will really test player B's passing, as they'll need to make sure their pass allows player A to control the ball and shoot on goal in 1 to 2 touches. If the pass is too hard or too far behind player A, it will keep them from getting a good shot off. So make sure you're really focused on this. Player A needs to focus on receiving the ball cleanly and getting a quick, accurate shot on goal. Both players should take their time with this drill and only pick up the speed once you're both feeling comfortable. And there you have it. Those are 3 simple drills you can do to master the wall pass. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other skills tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. This is Footy Made Easy, and we'll see you next time.